They're all fired up. We're almost underway.
Ready? Then show.
Round one. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Blocks the jump in. Any developments early in the round will set the table for the rest of the fight. Both fighters are pretty much unscathed. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Absorbs the attack and fires back. Adds on a bit extra to that to make sure the opponent walks away with a full plate. Will this decision pay off for them? They were looking up. Brushes off the impact. Knockdown. Player one creates a good corner opportunity. In a dire situation. KO! Player one takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Starting off with fireballs right from the get-go. Projectile to try and change the situation. Holds out with the block. Burnout activates. Player one has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Player one doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Super arts on deck for both fighters. How they approach the situation will be interesting. This is where smart meter management is going to come into play. Our fighters will need to tread carefully. Not much life difference. What's going to happen here in the latter half of this round? Was hungry for the grab. Throws a fireball. Will this be enough to kill? What a finish! Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. It's not over yet. Let's believe it's time for that run back.
Here I come.
Combo with the target combo. Not shy with the grab. No good up high. Tries to bait him with the projectile. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out? Absorbs the attack and fires back. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. Gets out of the corner and creates some distance. Medium kick hit. Follows up and tags on the lightning kick barrage. Knockdown. Oh, what's this? Canceling each other out. These fighters are in sync. Ends with a projectile. Player one picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Checking their reactions with a fireball? They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Throws them to negate the block. Closes the gap for the grab. Safely increases their throw level. Both fighters have a full super meter on deck. The winner will be the one who manages it best. This is where smart meter management is going to come into play. Our fighters will need to tread carefully. Medium kick hits. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this one. Hits them with a stop and bop. The impact doesn't do anything. What's this? What's gonna happen? This is gonna be bad news. Manon for the long game return. Oh, plot twist. No passes out the cage right there. This is gonna kill, no doubt about it. What a finish! Player one gets the win in a convincing fashion. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Looks like they want to put a new spin on things with that fireball. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. Player one is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. Manon relies on boosting that metal level up to secure better damage. They're gonna need to work in some grabs somewhere. Time to do some damage after that wall splat. Their worst fear in the corner taking form. Player 2 is in burnout. Drives off the table. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. Knockdown. The jump-in is denied. Gets the jump-in. Shows a medium kick. Waltzes in there and sweeps them off their feet. Player 1 needs to hold out until their drive gauge recovers. KO! Player 1 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Goes for the jump-in to start. The next round is beginning. What's gonna happen now? Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. You know their fireball game is solid because they're only throwing it when their opponent can't jump them. Player 2 chases them down. They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side switch. Both fighters have a full super meter on deck. The winner will be the one who manages it best. Going in, this is a turn. Big time whip! Pulls out the big guns with a Sultan ground clap. I never get tired of seeing this. Here it comes. They're in range. We gonna see a jump in? A dash? Only pumps the brakes on the impact. Reads the jump in perfectly. Stance change. This is a critical moment. Any throw will whiff at that range. Doesn't tempt the throw. Player 1 is a force to be reckoned with. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Checking their reaction to the fireball. Holds out with the block. Throws them to negate the block. Was well in range to score the throw. Ooh, will they hit, whiff, or even charge in? Tricky territory here. Waltzes in there and sweeps them off their feet. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Player 1 is working with a less than ideal drive gauge. They'll need to be very careful here. Nice Manon. Getting those throws all pumped up. KO. Player 2 hits up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Looks like they want to establish a rhythm with their ground game and fireballs. Checks them with a projectile. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. Knockdown. Hazashi threw him off with the overhead. Going in. Full SA hits him with a stop and block. Player 1 will need to play it conservative until their drive effect. This can lead to some big damage. Both fighters planning something? Their spacing is so on point right now. But who's gonna blink first? Player 2 crowns him from above. Up tap to close it. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? They are letting it fly. Sets up with the jump in. Ooh, those buffed up throws are really get ready to be thrown to the sun. Player 2 big time whip. Ooh, what a smart throw. Drive rush. What a parry. All the throw connects. Oh, they changed sides. Oh, plot twist! This is going to hit for a critical arc. You gotta imagine that this is not only to wreck their life bar, but also their nerves. Player 1 is in a very good spot. A rare chance here. They gotta do something. Can they close his forward throw? Laying the pressure on things. Player 1 can't use escape denied. Piles on the corner pressure. Crowns him from above. Low heavy. What will be the follow-up here? Risky medium kick. Player 1 is gonna be watching replays for this one for a while. They really took it down to the wire. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Close range projectile. Manages to block the jump-in attack. Blocking a jump-in attack means you're at a disadvantage, so they should be looking to anti-air instead. Player 1 has used up all of their drive gauge. We have one player in burnout state, which means they'll have to continue the fight temporarily without using any drive-reliant moves. Player 1 needs to deal with this burnout. Nice Manon. Getting those throws all pumped up. Throws them to negate the block. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? The drive impact doesn't get them the punish counter, but it's still good. Player 2 chases them down. Burnout activate. And a super activation. Looking at what a finish. Great read in the life gauge there. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round 2. Fight!
Fakes! They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. Player 2 has the life lead. Can they use it? There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. Both uses the gauge for a super arm. Serving them a severe beatdown, and the fun's just starting. Player 2 is in a predicament with a stop and pop. Going in? A real test of nerves here. Looking for a hole. They continue to battle it out in the middle of the stage. So, what's that jumping was expected? We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Crowns them from above. Oh, what's this? A standstill. What now? Miraculous grab. Both fighters are standing firm. Oh, block win. Going in. What are they gonna do? Quick medium poke. Looking to shoot their shot. Shrugs that off. Lightning kick. Oh, putting the cherry on top. Rattling the inside of their head with their Hayokusen. Player 2. It burns out. Oh, they switch sides. Oh, here we go. Player 2 is in a very good spot now. Noticeable life lead as this can lead to some big damage. Dangerous range here. Spinning this time to bust this out. I don't know if this is enough to kill. Are you serious? That comeback was unreal. We just saw this fighter play out of their goddamn mind there. Player 2 clinches the win. But that could have been anyone's game. No way we could have called that. Opens with a fireball. Doesn't miss a beat. Scrapping it out up close. Player 1 is working with a less than ideal drive gauge. They'll need to be very careful here. If the drive gauge is completely empty, the player will enter burnout and won't be able to use drive for a period of time. So it's vital to not let that happen. Player 2 creates a good corner opportunity. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Pressuring the situation with the charge in. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. They don't need to go for anything big. Even to come from the brink like that? What a comeback! Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Starting off with fireballs right from the get-go. Manages to block the jump-in attack. Get right in there. Takes them all the way to the corner with that. Good job here in giving themselves a chance to gain the upper hand. Very slick with the combo. A quick breather. Hits them with a stop and pop. Both fighters have a full super meter on deck. The winner will be the one who manages. Blocking that drive impact isn't going to work. Oh my, the throw tech. Anti-air in the clutch. They return to center stage. Connects with the throw. You've gotta be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Excellent block. Player 1 can't use any. There's a burnout. They're both out of drive. It goes to the air. Back into the corner. What setup? This can lead to some big damage. What a finish! Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. They are letting it fly. Sets up with the jump in. Blocks the low kick. Both crowns them from above. Pumps the brakes on the impact. This is gonna hurt. Still scrapping for control of just smothering them with blows to rain on their parade. This kind of violence is a beautiful thing. Player 2 needs to take advantage of this gauge disparity. Things are very tense as this exchange continues. Somehow manages to block the jump in. Player 2 still has a chance, but it's in with the crossover. Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? Tries to act quickly, but with the attack. The big slamma jamma! I've seen a lot of fights in my day, but nothing even comes close to this one.